Very, very impressive 12th round, but why is it that we're waiting till 12th? You can mention, oh, because we already know, it's the end of the fight. He could, unload the gas tank. Is it that he's not disciplined enough to kind of know what his gas tank is? Because that's a whole nother issue, especially as he starts going up in levels of competition. If you don't know your gas tank, and woof, nice right hand by Haney there and Gamboa with a little bit of pressure. But if you
Isn't
don't know
it,
your gas tank and you're
right?
moving up in competition and you wait, oh, well, now I feel like I can let my hands go, it might be too late.
Or is it that because of the fact that Gamboa is a lot more live than expected?
Yeah.
Look, we have two.
Yeah.
First, we had one guy, Davis, that didn't make weight, was a power puncher, and had trouble with Gamboa. We have another kid that has not had any of those issues, none of that history of Gervonta Davis. And guess what? He's having problems with Gamboa. Not problems like major problems, but
Yeah.
he doesn't look spectacular like a lot of us thought that he was going to be able to do
Mm-hmm.
over Yuriorkis Gamboa. It's not, it doesn't look like that. And we're at the end of the round.
Yep, that's it. And Haney, you could tell when he walked away, he is not too excited about that performance. He's not. Now, did he get the W? I think he got the
Yeah.
W, and that's the most important thing. Everybody wants to look impressive and this and that, but who cares if you look impressive and you get the L? So did he show some skills? He definitely showed some skills, and he showed him that 12th round that if he has the ability to sit down and throw smart shots that are still pretty heavy. And Mark Theo says, "Wow, a point was taken.
I mean, Gamboa was happy. He's
Game
like,
changer."
he's like, hey, I'm still here, fuckers.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
hey,
And
hey, Davis is probably celebrating right now too. He's like, see, I told you guys, he's a lot tougher than we expected. I mean,
and then you see, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Haney coming out and downplaying Gamboa by saying, "I'm going to knock him down 4 times." Guess what you just did? You just made your own stock go down. Your own value went down by saying that you're going to drop this guy so many times. Instead of saying, "Oh, Gamboa's legit. Did you see what he did against Davis? This and that. He's a live fighter. I'm training my ass off to fight this guy." So that whenever this happens, you say, "Damn, Haney did his thing."
But that's a jab. That was a jab. That was a jab towards Davis. Like a lot of us, it was a jab towards Davis. So Haney went off of what the rest of us was going off of as well. Davis didn't train. He overlooked Gamboa. He came in fat and relied on his power. Haney came in. Obviously, he came in fit. Ready to go. And guess what? He couldn't do it either. So what does that say about us, the overall? What does that say about the bettors in Vegas? I mean, we honestly don't always get it right.
Yeah. Mark Theo says, "Good night, fellas. Good talking. This is legit, John. Keep them coming." Most definitely. And Mark, if you want to jump over to Leave It in the Ring and subscribe to Dave's channel, there's also if you just check our channels and you see who we have highlighted in our links and in our descriptions, subscribe to all those guys. You got D Style, you got Blood Boxing, you got G Funky. They're all amazing, and they all talk boxing on a daily basis. So you can never get enough boxing from these guys. And then Nando Jamas, Haney landing flush, but nothing. Does Haney have the least amount of power among the 4 young lightweights? I think so.
Was that Haney?
Does Haney have the least amount of power out of the 4 young lightweights?
I think so.
I think so as well. But I kind of thought that actually before this fight.
And still undefeated, the WBC reigning lightweight champion of the world, Devin "The Dream" Haney.
And there you have it. Devin Haney retains, as we all expected. Those scorecards, for people that aren't watching the fight and just look at that scorecard, you say, "Oh, it was a wash." No, this is a fight that you should definitely watch, because Gamboa was very competitive. And if you want to analyze Devin Haney moving forward, Gamboa moving forward. This is a fight to watch because it says a lot.
It does. It really does. And it also says, where does Gamboa fit in the lightweight division?
Yes. One of the previous comments, let me see if I have it on here. Yeah, Mark Theo, actually, he already stepped out. He said, who does Gamboa fight next?
Oh, man, that's interesting. I don't know. I think with Gamboa probably right now, and I think the only reason why we can't even speculate who he fights next is Team Gamboa. Do they go back to the drawing board, or do they go back and say, you know what, I can't do it in this division. I'm going to retire. I made enough money.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was thinking. I think they need to have that tough conversation is, hey, Gamboa, I know that you're older. If you're able to drop down in weight and do it comfortably and healthy, we should do that. If not, it might be time to hang it up because the top dogs, you're just not going to be able to cut it. Definitely a gatekeeper, though, but do you want to be a gatekeeper? Do you want to just keep collecting the paychecks? That's up to you. Personal preference, really. G Funky has joined. He says Gamboa down 17 times going into this fight and is going toe-to-toe with Haney in the 12th with a smiling, laughing out loud emoji.
Yeah. The thing with Devin Haney right now, like before this fight, watching this fight, and we haven't seen what Garcia has been able to do with Campbell. And like I said, I have Campbell as a favor, in my opinion. But without the Campbell fight, witnessing what Haney's been able to do with Gamboa, you would have to say that Garcia may have a very good chance of knocking out Devin Haney. It's a lot closer than we think. I'll tell you what. I don't see Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia even happening anymore. After this performance, and the reason why is because Gamboa should have been a guy he should have blown out. If Ryan Garcia gets the win over Campbell, knocks him out, which Linares and Lomachenko couldn't do, it's going to be Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez is the fight that everybody wants to see next.
Yeah, definitely. Nando Jamas, again, Haney should have been working the body early. Lack of a game plan is troubling. That is a fact right there.
Yes.
You have a guy that you should have looked dominant over, but everybody could say should have and would have, but Gamboa came to fight definitely. But if that was your game plan, then what is your corner helping you out with whenever it comes to stepping up to the levels of opponents? Are your game plans, if that's the actual game plan and he actually implemented it, it is troubling moving forward. Because that wasn't a very good game plan. Now, if they're giving him game plans and he's not listening, that's also troubling.
Yeah. So if that's the case, again, it falls back on the trainer. Remember when Lomachenko and Lopez fought, it wasn't a battle of just the two sons. It was a battle of the trainers, So this is the thing that Devin Haney and them have to rethink. And I said this on Twitter. How many of us are starting to think that Lomachenko may have to add another trainer to his camp if he decides to come back or to continue on with his career? Because his dad obviously did not make the right decisions facing Teofimo Lopez.
Then Nando Jama says, a sip of the funky wine for the homies. Thanks, Dave and John. No problem, brother. You're welcome anytime. Like I said, subscribe. We'll get you onto the show as well. I know that you joined us last time. It was good. It was good having you on that other video last time.
Overall, it was a great performance by Devin Haney. It wasn't a spectacular performance, not the performance that we were all hoping or thinking that he was going to do tonight on Saturday night on the zone against Yuriorkis Gamboa. But again, you got to give props to Gamboa because he came out, he performed. He's a lot better than a lot of us thought at lightweight. He should not be in lightweight because I think that because of what we've seen of him at this moment, he's still very competitive. But moving up to lightweight, staying at the division before he even got in with Crawford knocked him out, but it wasn't at lightweight.
Yeah.
Right? This has helped him out. It's helped out his chin a whole lot.
Yep.
So he is a guy, if give him the right person, the right opponent in front of him, he's competitive and can beat. Where does Yuriorkis Gamboa fit in all of this? I don't know. I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
The lightweight division is so stacked. So stacked
Yep.
that,
Oh my God.
that you have to put them at the bottom of the barrel.
Mhm.
But you know, even if you're at the bottom of the barrel right now at the lightweight division, man, that's not that bad because you've been competitive against two of the guys. Like I've seen guys say that Davis is right now like top 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Devin Haney, you got to admit, he's top 6, top 5. There's an argument. You can put him in the top 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. No. Not even Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? Ryan Garcia is the only reason Ryan Garcia is being mentioned is he's fighting Luke Campbell.
Yep.
Because he's a top 3 or 4. If he beats him, then you got to put Ryan Garcia in that. But Ryan Garcia hasn't even fought a Gamboa in his career at this moment. Give me a Gamboa in Ryan Garcia's list of guys that he's fought. It's not there.
No, definitely. Nando Jama says, I mean, this is facts. Cubanos are always hard to look good against. Yeah, I mean, it is very true. And then 130 to 140 is loaded. I think the last question that I got before we cut out here and we call it a night is we talked, pretty in depth about Gamboa and what he should do next, whether it's if he's able to make a weight cut, stay in, and if not, possibly hang it up unless he's fine just doing his gatekeeper thing. But where does Devin Haney go next?
Devin Haney has to sit back and just wait to see what else is out there for him at the moment. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I don't have the list in front of me, but there's other guys in the lightweight division that he can target. Well, no, let me take that back. Golden Boy is still in the mix with the zone. Mm-hmm. So Devin Haney really wants to make an impact. Jorge Linares is out there.
Definitely. That's a great shout.
Yeah,
that's a great shout.
Mm-hmm. There's nobody out there.
That's a great shout
for him.
Linares is solid.
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, Devin will be the underdog against Jorge Linares. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but if I'm a betting guy, Jorge Linares is going to be the guy that you're going to bet for to win that fight because off of this performance against Yuriorkis Gamboa. But again, how good is Yuriorkis Gamboa at lightweight? He's kind of like proven he's pretty fucking good.
And Savagely Boxing My Mind says, show was great, fellas. Thanks. And on that note, I mean, we could pretty much wrap it up here. It's been a great night. Really good fights on both networks. Really, really good fights. And that Gamboa Haney fight, it was definitely better than what people expected. I expected to see a sparring session and it would have been a clean wash. And according to the scorecards, it was. But you got to watch the fight. It was definitely entertaining. It tells a lot to where we are able to say, hey, Gamboa should do this next. We kept talking about Gamboa. But whenever we thought about Haney, we're like, honestly, he should just sit back and try to see what the heck is going on because all these guys are on fire, and you did not look that impressive.
Absolutely. Hey, man, again, thanks for asking me to be on. I had a great time and stuff. Definitely a lot longer than expected because we were just talking about and stuff. But look forward to it again.
All right, definitely. Nando Jama says, thanks for the show. No problem, brother. Make sure to subscribe, anybody that's watching. Y'all take care. Peace.